So for number 24, it says if D, E, and F are midpoints of the sides of the triangle ABC, and measure of angle FCE is 75 degrees, and BDE is 48 degrees, and find DFE and FDE. So we remember that if these are the midpoints, then these segments, DF is called a midsegment. And there's a theorem about midsegments, and that theorem is that the midsegment is half the length and parallel to the sides. And so that means that DF is parallel to BC, and so this angle here is congruent to this angle, and this angle is congruent to that angle by corresponding angles. And it just turns out that all of these triangles in here are congruent to each other, and so we know it ends up looking like this. Those angles are the same, and then inside here, this angle is going to be the same as that one. This angle is going to be the same as that one, and then this angle will be the same as that angle B. So if FCE is 75 degrees and BDE is 48 degrees, well, if BDE is 48 degrees, and that means this is 48 degrees and this is 48. And so then we can just subtract 180 minus those, which is 57. And so the angle FEC is 57 degrees. We know that DFA is going to be 75, which means this one's going to be 57. And then you can just fill them in from there. We know this one would be 57. And so we're looking for FDE. And so that's going to be 75. And then DFE, which I just found, which is 57 degrees. All right, looking at number 26, it says we have a trapezoid, and we want to find x and y. Well, one of the theorems about a trapezoid is the side lengths are parallel. Two of the side lengths are parallel, which means you can use parallel line theorems, which means these two angles are alternate interior angles. So we can set up two equations, 7y plus 8 plus 6x minus 3 equals 180, and 9x plus 11 plus 3x plus 1 equals 180. The nice thing on this problem is we actually don't have to technically do our normal system of equations, because this one gives us just one variable, x. And so we get 12x plus 12 equals 180. And so x turns out to equal 14 when I solve that equation. And then from that, I can say, well, I've got 7y plus 6x equals, if I subtract 5, 175. So if I plug in 14 here, 6 times 14 is 84, so I get 7y equals 175 minus 84, which is 91. So y turns out to be 13. So again, the key here was writing the two equations and then recognizing, oh, the second one's super easy to solve. Do that first and then use it to solve the second equation for y.